Hi. Back in 2012 I did a review on my first decent tripod, which was the Vanguard Ultra Plus. Not Pro 2 Plus, just Vanguard Alta Plus. I like everything about this tripod. It's not too heavy, it was sturdy. The center column can come out and be inserted upside down for low shots, but it's a little bit cumbersome. I like the hook. I like the foam pads on 3 of the legs. The only thing that I didn't like about this tripod was the QR plate on it. You had to have a tool or a quarter or something to get the QR plate attached to your camera. And on my cameras, on the FZ1000, I can't get to the SD card slot or the battery without taking this off. So if I was on a shoot for a long part of the day, this had to come on and off for me to change the battery. Now, something I really like on this one that the new one does not have is this little red lock on the camera. Now, when you've got your, I meant to say tripod, but anyway, when you've got your camera on the QR plate and you have inserted it in here, this does not come out. I haven't tightened it at all yet, and this will not come out until you press the red button. It doesn't matter if this is still loose, the QR plate won't come out. That's not so with the new one. One other difference, this one has a pretty decent slot here, I guess is what I want to say, to be able to attach a carrying strap to the tripod. I never really cared much for the bag, and I didn't get the new one's bag out because I don't like the pistol grip. So I didn't even get the new one's bag out to look, but this strap was too short to go cross-chested across your chest, and I hate it when you put something on your shoulder and you're hiking in the woods and the strap keeps falling off your shoulder. So I have not used my bag. It looks like the new one's the same thing but with a yellow bottom. This one was the 264, which means it had three locks on it. Now the bottom of this one, it had the rubber legs that you twisted to get to the spikes. So you could have either one. You could have spiked or rubber. And I never had a problem with the clip locks. I thought it did fine. The little white bands here are just glow-in-the-dark reflective rubber bands that I put on. But anyway, I've been very happy with it, but I have 2 cameras that I've had for quite a while, and I really need 2 tripods. If you want to watch the old video from 2012 with horrible backlighting and not very good sound, I'll put a link to it in the bottom. Okay, the new one came. I decided I wanted to do something completely different. I already had the flip locks and I had a ball head, so I thought I would try the pistol grip and the quarter turn leg locks. I do like the leg locks. I don't like the pistol grip. Let me save that for last though. This one has 2 padded legs instead of 3. This one did not come with spikes. You can order them separate. It has rubber feet that are a little more angled than the last one. And it has a quarter turn twist lock for the leg. And they do work nice. The twist lock or the clip lock, either one I think works fine for me, for what I do. Both of them have varying degrees that you can do the legs out. I think this is a little hard. Well, actually a lot hard. There we go. Okay, that's a little harder than I would have thought. You actually had to take it in before it would let you push this out. But anyway, it has varying degrees of leg locks just like the other one. I don't really need the designation on here. I look more at the ground than what this says. This one does have a nice feature that I would like because I shoot by myself. This one has a threaded 3/8 thread here on the tripod leg part that you could screw in something to hold a reflector or maybe lights or something. Let's see, this one also does not have a hook on the end, which is not just nice for holding your bag up out of the mud when you're set up by a waterfall, but this one actually needs it for a counterbalance. When you extend the center column, it could really use a hook right here to help balance the weight of the camera, unless you put the center column out over one of the legs, which then you're shooting down on a leg. So I don't really understand the counterbalance here on this one. It does have, underneath this little bubble level, it does have a place for a strap. It feels sturdy, but it's much, much thinner than the old one. Okay, let me get to why I decided this one was not for me. I didn't know that there was anything different than move it where you want to, let go, and it holds. This is the GH100 head pistol grip head. It's the same model number as the one that was different. They didn't change the number. They were both GH100s, but this one, instead of letting go and it locking, it has a thumb thing up here. Move it however you want to, and then to lock it you pull this. Now I know most people are probably doing portraits, so it's not that big of a deal, but this one, to angle it where you want to go, you can't just let go and it lock. I mean, it kind of holds because I don't have a big heavy camera, and it does have a friction control here for how easy it is to turn. But to actually lock this one, you have to pull down on this. Now I'm only halfway down, I'm still not locked. To get it that extra little bit that keeps it locked, I actually have to use two hands or really struggle, and I'm sure it would get easier, to be able to push this thumb part down. If I'm zoomed way out at the moon, the amount that I'm moving this to get the thumb lock to lock, I'm going to lose the moon out of my shot. Also, something that I just didn't understand with pistol grips, if you do shoot the moon, unless you put the handle part to the side or the front of your camera underneath the lens, this is as far as it goes up. It doesn't go farther if you keep the grip behind the camera. Now you can undo this little knob right here, and you can swivel your camera around, tighten it back up, and you can then shoot all the way up. You could also move it to where the grip is in front of you. Now the GH300T looks just like this GH300 with the thumb lock, but it has a trigger to fire your camera in it. So if you were doing the moon or birds or something, it's going to be harder to fire that when your grip is to the side of the camera or in the front of the camera to be able to go up. So that was the main, one of the two main reasons why I decided this one wasn't for me. Okay, now it does have this where you can angle the pistol grip sideways or whatever to turn it. It's got several different locking points. In most of the videos that I saw, it was normally guys doing this one, and they could reach up here and grab this with their fingers and do it while turning it. I have a really hard time reaching this. I can't hold back here at the handle and reach up and pull this like they were doing in some of the videos. This is what I don't like about the QR plate. There is a pin that keeps your camera from going forward or backwards. But you swivel this, and the old one, it was maybe 2 turns. This one you swivel it quite a bit. Now, the pin does keep it. It stops it from going forward or backwards. But if you had this center column already, the multi-angle, MACC multi-angle center column that Vanguard does, and you undid this too much without holding your camera, it doesn't matter that it won't go forward or backwards, because if you've loosened that just a little too much, it'll tip out. And there is no orange safety lock on this one. Also, the amount of turns to get this to go in, I don't know what you call it when you make it where you can turn it less and it moves more, but the old one was maybe 2 twists and you were locked. This one's quite a few. Okay, now, like I said, I decided I wasn't keeping this, so it always takes me a minute to figure out which column I need to press here. But for the center column to come out, I believe it's this one you make loose. Nope, not that one. Okay, it's this one you make loose. You make this one loose. Now, one of Mike Moats had a video on this, and he said he didn't have to press anything to get it to come up and twist. Mine doesn't go into this part of the column that turns until you press the yellow button on the bottom, and then it moves up far enough that it will twist. This is where you need some sort of hook or something for counterbalance on this weight. Now, a lot of people that I watched this video, they were showing this all the way out like this. Even on the instructions, well, actually on the videos that I watched from Vanguard, they showed it pretty far out here too. On the little instructions that come with it, they say to bring it back. Now, it is multi-angle. It doesn't have to be just at a 90. Let's see here. This is part of the reason I want to go back to a ball head too, because I don't want to have to learn all these controls again when I'm out in the field. But you can stop it. You can stop it at any angle. Now, if this leg right here was not under this one, like this, if it was more like this where you could shoot maybe a food scene or something, if you have it where it's empty below it and you have a camera in it, it's going to tip. So you got to put the leg in front of it, which now you really haven't gained very much space for maybe tabletop photography, and that will keep it from tipping over. That's why I think they need some sort of hook or counterbalance or something on here. And then to put it back, you just go back and you can hear that snap. The different angles, doesn't have to be a 90, it can be all sorts of different angles. 15 through 90, it looks like that it can come out and angle. This one does have a neat panorama. I think I showed it to you that it can turn, your panorama can turn this way, 360, or if you have locked this down, let's see, one of these locks this down. Okay, that one right here. If you've locked this one down, you can loosen this control and you can swivel your camera 360 this way. Now, there is all the different angle markings here. If you can't tell where you stopped and started your pano, you can look at the markings. But not having a lock that your camera could actually fall out, not having a hook for the weight that makes the center column less usable, and not being able to keep the pistol grip behind the camera and shoot the moon are reasons that I will be picking probably another Vanguard, but not this particular Ultra Pro 2 Plus. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to read more of my reviews, have some on KimberlyMaxwell.com. Thank you for watching.